America is, everybody knows, facing this sort of affordability crisis when it comes to one of the most fundamental aspects of the American dream, and that is owning a home. But in New York and a lot of these high-cost areas where there are more renters than owners, the focus has actually turned to rent control. Mamdani, you guys know, rose to victory on this promise. Freeze the rent. That was the campaign promise, right? But while a lot of those proposals, they might have good intentions behind them, they can sometimes lead to bad results, and not just sometimes, a lot of times.
Owning property is one of the greatest keys to the American dream. Like, you build equity, it's generational wealth that you can hand off. But what Democrats are doing right now is trying to stifle that. Right now, you'll kill the ability for a lot of people to do what I did, which is start to create some generational wealth, start to build some equity that they can use to either buy a future house, to help with their kids' education. If people can't pay the basic mortgage on an investment property, then they're not going to do it anymore.
In many ways, this is a sort of a failed experiment that has already been tried and actually abandoned. If you go to St. Paul, Minnesota, voters there authorized rent controls that capped rent at like 3% growth, I believe, with no exception for inflation, by the way. Construction in the area slowed. Developer interest sort of dried up. Their requests for building permits dropped something like 80%, and property values ultimately decreased. And less than a year later, the city rolled it back.
Freezing rents is not a long-term solution to anything. What you're now seeing in the Democratic Party is this idea that we need to get rid of the red tape that we have primarily built up. It is so expensive and time-consuming to get the permitting to build in a lot of these cities. New York is a classic example, that you need to make it easier for people to build more and have greater supply.
Every time the government gets involved and caps something, there's that old saying, you get less of what you tax and more of what you don't. And so when you tax it, you're going to get less improvements, you're going to get less investment, you're going to get less. Let the private sector solve this by incentivizing first-time homeowners to get in.